Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're going to take a look at another Super GoBot. Last time we looked at the super version of Psykill, so it's only fitting that the next one in line should be the super version of Leader 1. Now this version of Leader 1 was put out in 1985, and he would also be available in 1986, just before the line was discontinued. Now originally, when Bandai made these larger versions of their machine robo figures, this one was not originally done up by them. Tonka specially commissioned them to make this one, so that way both GoBot factions would have their leaders in a supersized form. Now, as we also saw last time, Psykill really didn't benefit from getting a bigger figure. How does Leader 1 fare? Well, let's bring him a little closer and take a good look at him. The head sculpt is considerably improved over the smaller version, so that you can definitely see that the headpiece, the head actually somewhat resembles the goggles and breathing mask that fighter pilots wear. So it's a nice bit of detail on it. As articulation goes, it's the same as the small figure. It's limited to the arms. You can rotate the arm at the shoulder all the way around, but since it's also on another type of hinge joint, you can also bend the arm forward, like so, against his chest, almost against the chest. So you do that with both arms. Plus, with the articulation at the shoulder, you can move the arms up like so, or even down like so. So he's got quite a range of motion in his arms. Of course, unfortunately, he doesn't have any other articulation, but right here in the centerpiece, this is solid metal. Something you don't see in toys anymore, so this Leader 1 is actually very sturdy. Unfortunately, it's this black portion and the rest of the upper body that are concentrated as metal. All the rest of it is plastic, unfortunately. And then now to convert Leader 1 into his alternate mode, it's pretty much the exact same way you would convert the smaller toy. Reach behind him here, we'll fold the airplane cockpit over his head. Take the arms and fold them up at the shoulder and stick them into the body. Come down here to the legs and slide them up against the body. Rotate the tail fins so they're out and straight. And of course, fold out the wings. And he is an F-15 Eagle, just like the other one was. And the real drawback to this for this version of it is the wings do tend to suffer from play wear. As you see, I just moved my fingers and they immediately drooped. So that kind of wears out from multiple conversions. But even if you got a couple of fingers holding onto it down there, he still swooshes pretty good. But there's also an improvement done to this version of the toy. As you can see, there's no landing gear hanging out from down here on the side of the plane. As you can see down here on the bottom, he has proper rear landing gear here in the back. And of course, there's a single one right under the nose of the plane. So now he even can sit and display better than the smaller toy. One other thing to point out is that there is a set of stickers that does come with this version of the toy that identifies him as a fighter plane in the service of the United States military. However, like most fans, this one is devoid of stickers due to the fact that the smaller version and the cartoon version of Leader 1 has no markings of any sort. So most fans prefer to leave Leader 1 without the stickers. And in many ways, I think he looks better without them. But that's mainly one person's opinion. Before we convert him back, how does he roll on his landing gear? Not too bad. I mean, granted, the size of him, the small size of the wheels, and all the metal inside of him kind of weighs him down, so he doesn't roll very far, but he rolls just enough. And I think that works out better in the long run, if you ask me. Oops. Put the landing gear in first, then convert. Doop-de-doom. So you get to see that, folks. You can't leave the landing gear out and put him back in the robot mode. Now, of course, Leader 1 has no loose parts to worry about, so that's one other bonus for him. So that brings us down to my thoughts of the super version of Leader 1. What do I think of him? This one is definitely one of the top tier GoBot toys. So he certainly takes what was wrong with the smaller version and he improves upon it. It's a much better looking airplane mode as a result, and the robot mode actually looks somewhat intimidating with the way the head sculpt is done. The solid gold eyes and the breather mask-like mouth thing looks a lot more intimidating than what you would expect. Plus you got all that metal in there. It's a pretty solid toy. I mean, this is one you could almost give a child today and they'd still be able to play with it. And you wouldn't have to worry about too much from it. Say for them stepping on either of the tail fin areas and breaking them off. This is a pretty tough and durable toy. So I definitely would recommend it to anybody that's a fan of transforming robots. If you want a Leader 1, this one here is the one to get. And that concludes my review of the Super GoBot version of Leader 1. If you like this review, please leave us a thumbs up here on YouTube. And also, don't forget, hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't already joined our ranks. And ring the bell so you'll be notified when future videos are posted. Also, share your thoughts of Leader 1 in the comments section down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.